The highly anticipated meeting between US President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping took place in San Francisco on Wednesday. The talks marked a pivotal moment in the strained relations between the two global powers. Some, in fact, describe it as the world's most dangerous rivalry today. Biden said his talks with Xi Jinping had yielded progress in repairing straight ties. He said, and I quote, "I believe these were some of the most constructive and productive discussions that we've had." The two leaders addressed a spectrum of issues that have strained ties between them over the past year. They emerged from the meeting with tangible agreements and commitments aimed at improving communication and cooperation. Biden said, "Xi and I agreed that each one of us can pick up the phone call directly and we will be heard immediately." The two presidents have decided to reopen direct communication channels, including the establishment of a presidential hotline and the resumption of military-to-military contact that was severed by China after a controversial diplomatic visit to Taiwan in 2022. Now, the issue of Taiwan, a democratic island claimed by China, remained a focal point in these talks. President Biden emphasized the importance of peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait, urging China to respect Taiwan's autonomy and electoral processes. Xi Jinping, on the other hand, articulated China's stance on peaceful reunification while expressing conditions where force might be considered. Biden and Xi also agreed that China would stem the export of items related to the production of the opioid fentanyl, a leading cause of drug overdoses in the United States. Biden said it's going to save lives, and he expressed appreciation for Xi's commitment on this issue. Now, under this agreement, China will go directly after specific chemical companies that make fentanyl precursors. Both leaders found common ground on combating the opioid crisis, with China committing to curbing fentanyl production. The talks concluded on a positive note, with the two leaders emphasizing the need to manage competition responsibly and prevent it from escalating into conflict. In a lighter moment, the US President told his Chinese counterpart that he shared his birthday, that falls on the 20th of November, with the latter's wife, Peng Liyuan. Biden then went on to smoothly prompt Xi Jinping to extend birthday wishes to his wife on her birthday and not forget the important day. Xi sheepishly admitted that he was too engrossed in matters of national and global importance and often didn't pay enough attention to his personal life. And while everything seemed to be going swimmingly well between the two leaders, there was a sting in the tail. Hours after the meeting, when reporters asked the US president if he had changed his view that Xi Jinping was a dictator, something that Biden had said just a few months ago, the US president ended up reiterating his controversial remarks. Biden said, and I quote, "Well, look, he is. I mean, he's a dictator in the sense that he's a guy who runs a country which is a communist country." Clearly, Xi was not going to be amused by this. And sure enough, a sharp response from the Chinese came soon.
Hamas has a command center under Al-Shifa Hospital.
No, I can't tell you. I won't tell you.
Do you feel absolutely confident based on what you know that
Yes.
that is the truth?
Yes.
And Mr. President, after today, would you still refer to President Xi as a dictator? This is a term that you used earlier this year.
Well, look, he is. I mean, he's a dictator in the sense that he is the guy who runs a country that is a communist country that's based on a form of government totally different than ours.
This kind of statement is extremely incorrect and irresponsible political manipulation, which China resolutely opposes. It needs to be pointed out that there are always some ill-intentioned individuals attempting to sow discord and damage Sino-US relations, but their attempts will not succeed.
I'm pleased to announce that after many years of being on hold, we are restarting cooperation between the United States and PRC on counter-narcotics. In 2019, you may remember, China took action to greatly reduce the amount of fentanyl shipped directly from China to the United States. But in the years since that time, the challenge has evolved from finished fentanyl to fentanyl chemical ingredients and pill presses, which are being shipped without control. And by the way, some of these pills are being inserted in other drugs like cocaine. A lot of people are dying. More people in the United States between the ages of 18 and 49 die from fentanyl than from guns, car accidents, or any other cause, period. So today, with this new understanding, we're taking action to significantly reduce the flow of precursor chemicals and pill presses from China to the Western Hemisphere. It's going to save lives, and I appreciate President Xi's commitment on this issue. From China to the United States. But in the years since that time, the challenge has evolved from finished fentanyl to fentanyl chemical ingredients and pill presses, which are being shipped without control. We're reassuming military-to-military contacts, direct contacts. As a lot of you press know who follow this, that's been cut off, and it's been very worrisome. That's how accidents happen, misunderstandings. So we're back to direct, open, clear, direct communications on a direct basis. Vital miscalculations on either side can cause real trouble with a country like China or any other major country. And so I think we're made real progress there as well. And thirdly, we're going to get our experts together to discuss risk and safety issues associated with artificial intelligence. As many of you who travel with me around the world, almost everywhere I go, every major leader wants to talk about the impact of artificial intelligence. These are tangible steps in the right direction to determine what's useful and what's not useful, what's dangerous and what's acceptable. Moreover, there are evidence of cases that I've made all along. The United States will continue to compete vigorously with the PRC, but will manage that competition responsibly so it doesn't veer into conflict or accidental conflict. And where it's possible, where our interests coincide, we're going to work together like we did on fentanyl. That's what the world expects of us. The rest of the world expects, not just in people in China and the United States, but the rest of the world expects that of us. And that's what the United States is going to be doing.